Raising capital is one of the most powerful things you can do in real estate. Today on the Vibe board, I'm going to walk you through how to get more capital for your deals, because let me tell you, nothing's changed my life like raising capital. So let's find out how to raise capital so you never have to use your own money again. Let's go. Hey guys, Mike Fritz back with you with Titanium Capital Investments, Power Up Real Estate. Today I'm going to walk you through one of my favorite topics. It's how to raise capital for your real estate deals, for your business adventures, so that you don't have to come out of pocket for these deals. All the real estate deals we do, I don't put any money into those deals. I raise capital from investors. And I'm going to walk you through in this video how to do this. We get so many questions on how to raise capital for real estate. And people inside of our Private Money CEO Academy are doing this very thing. We just talked to one of our students yesterday. She raised $450,000 for her current multifamily deal. Another one of our students just got her first $250,000 investor, because again, once you learn this system, it's actually pretty easy, but you have to understand how to do it and how to look the part. So when you're starting to raise money for real estate, the very first, most people make this is one of the biggest mistakes people make, and I made this mistake too. But the first thing you have to do is you have to do what we call pick a lane. Pick a lane. Pick a lane means this. What are you raising money? What kind of real estate or kind of deal are you doing? I would raise money for that kind of deal for the first 4, 5, 6, 7 deals. Become known for that deal. I raise money for multifamily real estate. That's what I've done for years. People don't see me as the fix and flip guy. They don't see me as the wholesale guy. They don't see me as the storage unit guy. They don't see me as the retail space or the office space guy or industrial. They don't see me for any of those things. They see Mike Fritz as the multifamily guy because that's what I raise money for. Now we're bouncing out into some other opportunities. But our very first opportunities was all around multifamily real estate. We picked a lane. We got known for what's called an asset, a specific asset. And that's what I want you to be known for. I want you to be known for a specific asset. So that whether that be multifamily or maybe you're the fix and flip person, you are just fixing and flipping like crazy and you're going to get investors in your fix and flip deals. That's fine. Or maybe you're buying businesses and you're buying businesses in the retail space and you're buying clothing stores and adding e-com, or you're buying e-com businesses. It doesn't matter what you're buying, but it does matter that you stay there for a while. Become known for that. Elon Musk didn't start as a social media icon. Now he's buying Twitter and he's raising loads of capital for it. But here's the thing. Why has he been able to do that? Because he got known for something really good at building businesses. And they're like, listen, I don't care what the guy's doing. I'll give him money. But for a while, he was known for a specific niche. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to pick a lane. I want you to pick a lane. For me as well, I picked multifamily. I want you to pick an asset. Also, it really helps if you pick a market. Pick a market. I raise capital for multifamily buildings in Northern Kentucky. Well, then I become known there. And then as you get further and further down the line, you can actually branch out into other opportunities, branch out into other markets, branch out into other places, because people know, you know what, this person's a winner. They pick winners, so I'm going to follow them. But the first thing you want to do is pick your lane. What are you going to be known for? What kind of asset and what market? I buy land in Phoenix, Arizona, and sell it to developers. Great. I know what you do, and I know where you do it. Then, after a while, let's say you do 5 or 6 pieces of land like that, and you're like, you know what? I'm seeing some really good opportunities up in Denver. I'm going to go up and buy land in Denver, or I'm going to buy land in Indianapolis now because I've got some contacts there. We've got some really good deals. Then people will say, oh, wow, he did it in Phoenix. She did it in Phoenix. I'm pretty sure they can do it in Indianapolis. So the point is, once you stay small, then you can go broad. I want you to go, in this case, instead of general to specific, I want you to go specific to general. You can become a generalist and raise money for anything, but when you first start off, it really helps if you pick a lane. It really helps if you pick a lane. Then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to create your list. You're going to create your list. This is how, when you say, okay, I buy multifamily properties in Northern Kentucky, now it's time to pick to choose our list and lay out our list, create our list. What does that mean? That means getting a list of people that might be willing to invest in our deal. So a lot of people, when they come to us, especially right before they join our academy, they're like, Mike, I don't know anybody that has that kind of money. And here's what I found. They don't know you, but you know a lot of people that have money. They may not know you as the investor yet. Let me tell you something about raising capital. When you start raising capital, you have to do something that's called rewrite the narrative. I'm going to put this over here. Rewrite the narrative. For example, some of you are engineers. Some of you are social media experts and online marketing experts. You own a coaching business, whatever. A lot of you are from different places, and that's how people know you. They're going to be very nervous giving you money for real estate when your expertise is in something else. So we have to, what I call, rewrite the narrative of how people know you. When I switched for the last decade until COVID, I was a full-time traveling speaker. I traveled the country, spoke at colleges, universities, and events. That's what I did. Now, when I became a real estate guy, when COVID hit, my business went away. Nobody was speaking. We were doing some virtual stuff, but I'm not really a virtual kind of guy. And so it wasn't really good. I started switching to real estate. But what I did was I came out hard. I started a podcast, and I came out on social media hard as a real estate guy. Launching a real estate guide, teaching people how to invest in real estate, how to put their money here, how to put their money there. And I was teaching them. I had been doing it as a side hustle for a while. So when I came into it, I was able to switch that narrative, but I had to focus here. Let me tell you why I started a podcast, by the way. I started a podcast because you don't have to know anything. I just interviewed people that did. I didn't know near what I do today about real estate. I just interviewed experts. Hey, come on, talk about raising capital. Come on, talk about fix and flips. Come on, talk about multifamily. Come on, talk about industrial, storage units, whatever. I had people coming on talking about everything because I wanted to know about real estate and I wanted to learn. I learned so much, but when I owned the podcast and I was producing the podcast and I put out some deals we were looking at, people began to see Mike as a real estate guy. And it was interesting, about 5-6 months later, after I started all of that, I got a message from a coordinator that used to book me in the college market asking me a real estate question, and it hit me. It's working. People are starting to see Mike as a real estate guy, not just a speaker, and that was key. I have to rewrite the narrative of how people know me. You have to rewrite the narrative of how people know you, okay? So you have to create a list. And when you create a list, here's what I do. I start with my phone and my Facebook friends. So literally, here's what I did. I took out my phone and I just said, hey, I just started scrolling down my contacts. Who do I know that might be interested in investing in real estate? That's all I did. And then I went through my Facebook friends list and I did the same thing. Then I had people that I could contact. You can just create a list. I am so, I don't say hurt or burdened or frustrated when people just say, I just don't know anybody. That's a cop-out. You do. You just have to go through the work to create that list. So start creating your list of people that may be interested in investing in your deals. And let me say something about this as you're creating this list. Do not, and I mean do not, make a decision for people. You might see somebody that drives an old Ford F-150, kind of a clunker, and that's just assume, they probably don't have money for real estate. You might be surprised. That just might not be what they value. I had a buddy of mine that used to drive what we called the White Ghost. The White Ghost. It was an old Jeep that was held together by chicken wire and prayer. I'm like, this thing was like, I don't know how he got to work every day on this thing. And if you saw him drive that, you'd assume, man, dude, are you hurting for money? He owned a business and was very wealthy. He had a basketball court in his basement. He just did, literally like a full basketball court, wooden floor, beautiful basketball court in his basement. Very wealthy dude. Very wealthy dude. But why? He just didn't care about cars. And it's the same thing. You don't make the decision for people as you're building your list. Then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to get your deal. You're going to get your deal. Because let me tell you, money raises a lot faster when you have a deal. Because if you come up, and think about this, when you come up to somebody, hey, I'm thinking about investing in some real estate. Would you be interested in being an investor? Well, yeah, sure. Let me see what you have. But when they say, let me see what you have, they want to know what a deal is, or what kind of deal you're looking at. Because the truth is, it's really hard for me. First and foremost, yes, I'm going to invest in you as a person, but I also need to know that the deal makes sense. So you got to go get a deal before the capital really starts to go. Before the capital really starts to go, you've got to get a deal. And I'm going to take off the rewrite the narrative piece, but that is incredibly important. So you want to you've got to go get a deal. And again, in your lane, in the asset class, in that market, go get a deal. Go start looking for a deal. Start connecting with people and get that deal. Because money follows opportunity. It doesn't follow words. In this case, just like many, actions speak louder than words. Go get a deal. Go get a deal and ask, then go, and as you create your list, you get this deal, then you start reaching out to some people that might be interested in investing in real estate. But go get your deal. Go get your deal. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start reaching out. We're going to start reaching out. Whoops, I'm sorry, not there. We're going to start reaching out. Take that away. Hey, these things are cool, aren't they? We're going to start reaching out to our list. We're going to start reaching out to our list. So we're going to find out who is on our list that might be interested in this type of deal that we're doing. Then we're going to start reaching out. It's time to reach out. So I found a deal. I've got my list. Now let's start reaching out to people and seeing if they're interested. A lot of people overcomplicate this. Now, there's a lot of nuances. How you reach out. What do you do if somebody says no? What do you do if somebody says maybe? How do you do a presentation? There's a lot of content that we go over inside of our academy. If you want more information on the Private Money CEO Academy, I'll put a link in the description. It's something to check out. Our students are raising hundreds of thousands of dollars all the time. Just the other day, we were in an inner circle call, and all 3 people on the call had raised well over $250,000 in our academy. So make sure you just check that out. It might be something really helpful for you. But again, as we're reaching out, we go back to our list, we bring them the deal, and then we start reaching out. It's a very, very simplistic process. But as you reach out to people, you're going to get a litany of answers. Some people are going to say, maybe. So it's all going to be found in the follow-up. Not FU, I know what it says, but it's going to be found in the follow-up. It's going to be found in the follow-up. It's going to be found in letting people know how the raise is going. Let's say you find another investor. When I found an investor, I let my other investors that weren't in the deal yet know. Hey, just to let you know, we just added another investor to the list. We've got a few spots left. If you're interested, let me know so I can make sure I can save you some space. The truth of the matter is, when you start raising, it's just like sales. It's just like sales in the sense you got to let people know to take action, how to get in, why they should get in. It's just like that. It's massively different than sales in the fact you're not selling anything. You're giving an invitation. Here's the question. Do you mind if I take your money and I go make you more without you having to do any work? That's not a sale. That's an invitation. People should want to be a part of that. So you want to start reaching out to your people and make sure you follow up with the people that connect with you. Always follow up and just let them know how the raise is going. Let them know what you're up to. Let them know how the deal. And most importantly, if they didn't come into the deal, let them know it closed. Hey, we were able to close up that deal. Would love to keep you in contact for the future deals. Would that be of interest to you? Oh, absolutely. Keep me posted. But when people see you can close deals without them, they want to make sure next time you close deals with them. Investors are kind of like banks. They want to give you the money when you don't need it. They want to be involved in your deals when you could raise money without them. That lets them know you're valuable, lets them know people want what you want or want what you have. And so they're going to come after your deals with more ferociousness when they can see you can raise money without them. Number 6 is you can actually partner with other money raisers. I'm just going to put other money raisers. What that means is there's other people out there raising capital right now. Let's say you have a deal right now. You have a deal and it looks great, but you've never really raised capital before. Partner with somebody that has raised capital. Say, hey, I've got a great deal. If you've got some investors, we can partner up and we can make this deal happen. Partnering up with money raisers when I first started off was one of the things that took me to the next level because I couldn't raise all the capital on my own. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I partnered with people that knew what they were doing. And you can do the same thing. Too often, we go into an endeavor and we just assume we have to be the one that does all the work. It's not the case. As you can see, this process, what if you had somebody who already had a lane and an asset and already had all of the things you needed? Well, then you do have to bring value somewhere. So let's say, okay, well, I'll bring the asset and I'll pick the market, but you've got the list, you've got the reach out, you've got the follow-up, you've got all this stuff. I'll partner with you, but I've got the asset, I've got the deal, you've got the people. Let's partner. It's a massive opportunity for 2 people to connect with each other. The real estate market is built on partnerships. If you just think about this, multifamily, think about a multifamily piece of real estate. We need a bank. We need a property manager. We need a broker. I need investors, attorneys. I partner with all kinds of people to get these deals done. Now, not all those people own equity in the deal, but they're all deal partners that get the deal done. And that's what I want to make sure you understand, how important it is to build solid partnerships. And number 7, this is something that you're experiencing right during this moment, which is create content. Create content. The reason I say create content is I want you to think about something for a minute. What is the root word of authority? It's author. Authorities author content. They create content. And so when you start creating content, that's why I started a podcast. When you start creating content, you become an expert because you're producing content. People are coming to you for the content. The reason I started a podcast is it was a way for me to create content without having to know all the answers. And you could do the exact same thing. You could start a YouTube channel just like this one, start a podcast. You could start a social media channel where you just are sharing tips there. Whatever you choose to do, become a content creator, because this is going to give people a whole different perspective, and it's going to help that narrative, right? Remember I talked about this? It's going to help that narrative grow. It's going to help people see you as a money raiser. If you want to start raising capital, this is how to do it. And if you haven't checked out our Private Money CEO Academy, make sure you do that below. I'll put a link in the description. But let me tell you, people inside that academy is for players that are ready to raise money, because everybody in there, we don't let them out without raising some capital. So make sure you click that link and get in our academy. I'd love to see you inside there. And I work with students personally, helping them get this stuff done, growing their online influence so they can make raising capital so much easier. I hope to see you inside the academy.